Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday Night Live podcast from the range with your host, John G. Johnson. Welcome.
Hey guys, John, the firearms instructor here. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful evening. I know I am. I'm excited. I can tell you that we had a great call yesterday with the group. And now we have 100 members in our handgun training system. If you don't know, we opened the handgun training system with School. That's SKOOL, and they have the great ability to allow me to work with students throughout the United States. So it's kind of exciting. I'm full screen now. So I'll see the comments as they come across. If you are on the call tonight, please go ahead and comment. Let me know where you're from. If you're an HTSer, go ahead and just say HTS in front of it. If you're one of our regular ones that come on a regular basis. Phil, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're here, pal. Phil has been with me a long time, and Phil is our best shooter of the week. We got to come up with some way of rock starring you, Phil. Each week we see the targets. These guys turn in targets. James Russell, thank you very much. Appreciate you're here too. I have to change the font on this real quick, guys, because it is small and I cannot see it as well. Let me change this out real quick and kind of let's go tall, maybe wide. No, tall, and then go medium. Quick and read. There we go. All right, I'm coming back. All right. So we got Phil, we got Guppy. Welcome, Stephen Cook. Thank you. First time from Missouri. Welcome. What's Missouri? The show me state? That's what that is. The show me state. Don't show me anything. I don't want to see it. All right. So we got Paper Chaser, Michigan here. Welcome. Glad you guys are here. Let me know if you're new to the channel. Cookie Carnival, thank you very much. ATS, sir, we appreciate you being here, Cookie. Looks like we got Stephen Cook. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here as well. Awesome. We got a great show for you this evening. Obviously, we do all these shows right off the bat with advertisements, and the advertisement is about me, not about anybody else. We don't do these lives to promote anybody else but ourselves. And I want to tell you about the handgun training system. If you don't know about it, it is on School. We're giving away the master class. There'll be a link in the description down below this, and it gives you the ability to work with me for 4 weeks. You get a free ebook as well. HTS, sir, Stephen, thank you. Clewiston, Florida, John Dabby, thank you very much. D. Marshall, thank you. I'm glad you're here in the house. There we go, D. I'm glad you're here, buddy. If you were on HTS and there is a live button there as well, we had a little problem with the Zoom last night. It wasn't Zoom, it's their product, and I kind of have figured that out. If when you're on the live with School, you have to allow your mic and your camera to accept the program, and that's going into your machine itself, laptop, whatever you use, and allow the access. That's kind of what happens. We had a great group last night. We had over 18 from the group here. We got 17 today, which is pretty awesome already. I do this every week. I've been doing it for almost 2 years now. And we cut, hello, Pete B1 from Princeton, New Jersey. Welcome, Pete. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Tell me a little bit about yourself. First time being here? Sorry, what's HTS? All right, no problem, Steven. HTS is a handgun training system, and it is a ability to work with me throughout next 4 weeks. It gives you targets, it gives you drills, it gives you PowerPoint presentations every Monday night. We do a refresher on the course. We send you to the range with your own targets to work on your homework for the week, whether it be dry firing, whether it be shooting the targets. And then you're going to upload those targets into the system, allow us to take a look at them, and we're going to help you, motivate you, and get you to shoot better each week. It's a pretty cool system, and it's absolutely real expensive. It's FREE free. It's a free course that we're giving you right off the bat. Thomas, welcome. It's a free course to start out with. Obviously, we want to monetize it some way or another. There are a few things on the HTS at this point in time. When this is over, you're going to see a link in the description down below that you can get signed up for it. You work the course on your own system. Neat thing about it is that it allows you to work at your own speed and finish your own way. We have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Each week has its own sort of, the first week is foundation, grip, stance, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment, put them all together. Week 2 is trigger. We're on week 2 right now, working on, guys have targets for this week that they're going to be taken to the range, which is a modified base drill, which helps them work on 6 o'clock hold, gets their accuracy a lot tighter. Week 1 was just seeing what the target was like. And then week 2 is tighten it up. And then week 3, we're going to give you dry fire drills, and we're going to work on a lot more stuff. Then we're going to get down to week 4, where we're going to shoot one-handed and all that stuff like that. Basically, it's a system for you to become a better shooter. And it's like having me in your back pocket, because the app that's on our phone here, is the app that goes the range with you. So when you're at the range and you have a problem with the drill, you can go right into the HTS system, look up the drill, watch me do it in live, and then go to your range, pull it back up and go, oh, I see what he's doing. And then boom, you're becoming a better. Way, way awesome. I was looking for the right program. I was looking for the right thing. And when school came out, it was awesome. I built the handgun training system masterclass last January for a group of 17 beta students. And they were all over the United States. Because if you don't know it, I have a YouTube channel, and we have a large subscriber base for being a firearms trainer. We are about 44,000 if you don't know. Obviously, if you're on this channel, you probably already know that, but most people come here. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Rumble. We're live on a couple of different places tonight. So not everyone, thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever did that, appreciate it very much. Not everyone knows the extent of the YouTube. And some of the people that are on here are not social media people. They follow us through wherever they can do that. A large percentage of people nowadays have smart TVs in your home, and YouTube is telling me do more longer videos because these people are watching it over watching anything else. So we may not find hello from Connecticut. Who is this? Titus Fountain. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. So the concept really for us is to put a program together. You guys have been asking for it. Hey, man, I wish I could work with you. I wish I could come there. Obviously, guys, you fly your ass in a plane to come see me, you shoot for free. I promise you that. Training class, 1 hour, free. Don't matter where you come from. You come, visit me at my range, get a schedule, I'll put you in. Because I'm so humbled to have people travel throughout the United States to come visit us at this little small range we have, but it's a dream, a passion of mine. So that's my promise to you. Now, with the HTS, you're part of the membership at that point. We started this thing thinking 100 members. I'm going to make it free for the first 100 members. And within 18 days, we had the 100 members. I'll tell you, in 7 days, I had 55. 55 members in 7 days. And that's coming from ebooks. That's coming from you guys. That's coming from people telling people. And incredible. Welcome. Melbourne. That's on the other coast. but it's still out 2 hour away. But come over, we'd love to have you. So conceptually, I never thought a couple of you guys had said, "Hey, hold on, this is going to get big." James and a couple of the other guys, Pete and all those guys say, "Hey, this is going to get. This is the you're touching something here." Now, keep in mind, I've been doing this an awful long time, since 2013, and it is my passion. I started the YouTube channel to educate, motivate, and entertain. And every time I do a video, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not doing a video for myself. I'm doing it for that guy in Ohio that's sitting at his table, looking at his firearm, and he's disgusted because every time he goes to the range, he just can't figure it out. And I was told many years ago, as a salesman, you're not a salesman, you're a problem solver. You solve problems, your phone will ring. Well, that's what I do, guys. I stop you from shooting low and left. One of my biggest ebooks I sold, I was looking at numbers today, trying to figure out where I am on them, because it's hard to, YouTube likes them, but then they don't like them, and they like them because they're about guns. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird scenario. But I moved all my ebooks to my website. And I just put a link from YouTube to my website because I was able to show the pictures on YouTube. You were able to click them on YouTube, but they started blocking one and then blocking the other and block. So I said, yeah, screw them. I'm just going to put my stuff on here. The cool thing about school is I can put them directly on school now, and I don't have to go through a secondary downloader and all the other stuff that's there. And these things are set right away. And we kept them economical. We kept them economical for the point of, and because you're a member, you get a discount anyway. So any of our ebooks are only $6. $6 for the ebooks. Now we're putting together a package deal with about 5 ebooks together, which we're going to do as well. I'm not asking you to buy anything. That's not my intentions on doing all this stuff, is to get you. But down the road, when things happen, you feel like you got enough value from me that you want to support me a little bit. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. You want to support, that's up to you. But I'm not asking for it. All right. As a firearms instructor, there's a couple things we need to always talk about, and that's what the HTS system is about, to help you guys become better shooters. We started the HTS system with the factor of, we started the master class, which was a beta group, Boston, Massachusetts to Washington State. And that group itself helped me write the master class. They helped me build it. They helped me put it together. And I was using this company called Kajabi to put it together. And it worked out pretty well. There was a little glitchy little things here and there. Where school, you can actually be in the class, be in the range, pull out your phone, take 2 pictures of your target, hit the upload button with the little thing, upload it right up into the system, load it right up into the community, and then the community takes over from there and gives you advice, tells you what they think you're doing wrong, right? And then I'm going to look at the target and tell you that as well. Most of the community is pretty new, just like you. Charlie Bauer, how are you doing, buddy? Glad to hear from you, pal. Jacob said hello. He's right next door. We'd love to see you, buddy. Come to the store, Charlie, please. We'd love to see you, pal. Friend of my son's. But the cool thing is now with this uploading of the systems and everything, it's so beautiful. This is huge, guys. I mean, huge. And now it's going to open up me to do more coaching and more holding your hand and getting you comfortable. And I sound like a broken record all the time because most people getting on here are new, right? But I started what was called the Shot Doctor, which is one of the things we did on my YouTube channel, where we take a target from the weekend. I'd walk in, clean up, and I'd look at the target, and I would identify what I think was going on. And then as we started working with students and going out there, because we own a gun range, we have to watch people shoot once in a while, and then you start noticing some pulling and pushing and everything. You walk back there and you go, hey, watch your finger there, and maybe put a little more pressure with your non-dominant, and then all of a sudden their accuracy goes to crazy. And I was like, oh my God, I've been shooting crappy for months, and you told me 2 things, and all of a sudden I'm shooting bullseyes. And at that point in time, well, that's what I do for a living, man. I mean, I can't shoot with the shit, but I can help you shoot with the Actually, I'm shooting a lot better than I ever have. My wife's a good shooter. Jacob's a good shooter. Johnny's a good shooter. And I was always the 4th. I was able to tell you, but I was always a little low to left. Figured that all out a couple weeks ago in regards to front sight focus. That really changed a lot of my lefty stuff there once in a while. But I made a promise very beginning of the YouTube back in 2022 when we started shooting at the range on a regular basis that I would not fake it. If I missed, I missed. I canned it, I put it up, and I showed it to you because I don't want you to think that everything is a rose. Sometimes roses don't smell good. Sometimes they have thorns, and sometimes accuracy isn't always what you think it's going to be. All right, so there we go. You want to get involved in that? It's in the descriptions down below. You want to get one of the free ebooks that's in the masterclass? It's in the masterclass. Matter of fact, it's on our Classroom. Go to Classroom. There is the free book there as well. You don't need to do the masterclass to get the free ebook. You just download the free ebook. But the masterclass is free. There's no reason why not to sign up for the membership. It's going to get you a lot of different values, like the discounts on the books, because those books are normally $9.99 on our website, and you get them for $6, which is $3 off. So you do you, boo. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about the accuracy pyramid. How many of you have heard about that? Go ahead and let me know if you've heard about an accuracy pyramid. One of the things that we have to make sure of is that most shooters think accuracy is a mystery. They blame the gun, they blame the sights, they blame the distance, they blame the ammo, they never blame themselves. I see it all the time. Guys holding the gun in their hand trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with this pistol. Because I know how to shoot a pistol. I don't know why it's missing. Well, the problem with that is not the pistol. It's you. And every accurate shooter on earth needs to master these 4 levels in this exact order. And it is stance. It is grip. It is sights. It is trigger control. The stance is the foundation, guys. Think about the house. We're in Southwest Florida, always building homes somewhere or another. It's kind of unique to watch a house being built where they come in and they level the foundation and do all that stuff. But the stance is really the foundation. And if you got some real kooky 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and you're trying to push a car versus just standing on this athletic stance, that's going to cause problems to begin with, right? And then grip, the grip is the engine of control. You've got to really control the pistol. And the only way to really control the pistol is get a good thumbs forward grip, which we've talked about multiple times, and make sure you get a push, a good solid grip around the firearm to keep it doing what it needs to do. Guys, I apologize for not showing you this with the yellow gun, but a couple weeks ago we did one of these, and I was using the yellow gun, and it got demonetized and taken down. So I don't know. Trust me, it's stupid. But you can kind of get the concept of it. You want to see this stuff, go to my YouTube channel. I have no problem showing yellow guns, and I do the video, and we upload it. But when you're doing live stuff like this, the spiders see a firearm, and they freak out a little bit. So it's just the way it is, guys. I apologize. All right, number 3 is sights. The sights are the truth teller. It tells you exactly what you're doing wrong, and most of the time your sights are bobbling or moving when you're cutting the shots because you're not having a good foundation and you're not having a decent grip, and your sights will bobble. And what normally causes all that is a crazy-ass trigger engagement. And the trigger control is the shot maker. And if you don't get that trigger back nice, smooth, and in control, there becomes the problem. When any of these levels fail, your accuracy will collapse. There's no way to be accurate if you don't have all of them together. Imagine building the pyramid upside down. It would not work. Imagine building the base and then trying to build the midsection of it. It's not going to work. You got to put it in a level situation so it comes up into a point, and then point can't be down or it's not going to work for us either. And we need to have it level or it's not going to stand up on its own either. So we need to make sure that any of these levels fail, the accuracy will collapse. But when you build them correctly from the ground up, you're going to finally become predictable, controllable, and finally accurate. And accuracy is a big deal for some people. I do not want you to think about being a bullseye shooter. That's not what you want to be. You want to be a defensive shooter. Here is my definition of a defensive shooter. You get an 8-inch paper plate, put it out at any distance. I want you to be able to impact the 8-inch plate no matter what distance you walk from to. Let's say, for instance, you're in a track system like ours. We start the paper plate at 2 feet away from you, and we push it all the way out to the furthest distance. You should be able to impact that paper plate. No problems, no issues. Now, when you start getting further and further out, that becomes something. With a handgun, I would say probably if you're practicing longer distances than 50, probably pretty cool, but necessary, probably not. The short distances, 21 foot and in, you should be super, super, super accurate at 21 foot and in. I mean, if you're hitting 8-inch paper plate at 21 foot, you most likely could be able to do 3 and 5, and 3 and 5 probably be a 3-inch at 3, 4 inches at 5, and then at 8 you could do all the rest of the distances. Pretty simple. So tonight I'm going to show you how each level works and how to fix the mistakes. Most shooters don't even realize that they're making a mistake. And I'm going to show you how to apply the entire pyramid to your shooting the proper way. If you want a deeper coaching, structural drills, weekly targets, and personal feedback from me each week, go ahead and look at the HTS school community. There'll be a link in the descriptions down below. We would love to have you, get you into the first week, get your targets going, and get you accurate right away. Let's dive right into the foundation. All right. Of course, I write this stuff down, guys, because it's hard for me. I went to work this morning at 7:45, and I'm still at work. So let's just talk about that real quick. So it's been a long day. All right. So what is the accuracy pyramid? It talks about the stance and the grip and the foundation. So let's talk about level 1 as much as we can, because this is the real surface that we need to really, really put ourselves into. We want to think about it. Last time, go ahead and let me know by commenting, guys. Let me know if you've got that athletic stance, 2 feet shoulder width apart and bouncing on your knees. Or are you standing in some kind of weaver stance where 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and like you're pushing a car? And this is a real challenge for most people, because somehow or another, most people learn to shoot from what they've seen on TV. And we always see the guys at the range that learn to shoot by not watching John Wick, because Keanu Reeves is pretty good. They're watching all the other stuff that's terrible. That's one thing. Heidi used to hate going to movies with me, because I always tell her, look at that grip, look at that grip. Now she's telling me, look at that grip, look at that grip. So it's one of those deals. So what we're looking to do, guys, if you can kind of get your brain around this, is I want you to be in that athletic stance, feet shoulder width apart, bouncing on your knees just a little bit and slightly bending forward. What this will do for us is it'll put our nose over our toes. And then when we go to cut the weapon at all, we're not going to get this high pushback when we're shooting the pistol. I know a lot of people think a 9mm has a ton of recoil. All pistols have a lot of recoil if you're not controlling it properly. But if you take your chest muscles, guys, this is kind of important. You can probably do this right now and drive the weapon out. That's going to give you better opportunity to use your pec muscles to control the weapon. One of the drills I do with most students is when I'm watching them control the pistol, they're squeezing the crap out of the firearm so hard with their hands that they're choking the shit out of that gun, which is causing a lot of fluctuation on the pistol. What I want you to think about, guys, is it's very easy to feel this. And if you could feel your chest muscles kick in, it's an aha moment for you. If you don't know what an aha moment is, that's a moment where all this clarity hits you. You know, at the range, I've got students. I had 4 students today with 3 classes, and we're working, and all of a sudden one thing clicks, and it's, oh, that's what he was talking about. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You just had to hear it multiple times to get it, right? Once you got it, it made perfect sense for you. So put your hands out in front of you. Bring your hands together. Squeeze your hands really tight together. You'll feel your top of your pecs driving in. And it drives like that. That gets that feel. Now bounce your knees. Just, hey, guys, how you doing, buddy? Bring your hands together. Drive. Now, ladies, what I want you to do is push and pull. Push the weapon out. Pull the weapon back. That's going to kick your back muscles in, and that's going to allow you to control the weapon. B. Mark, how you doing? Glad you're here, buddy. Imperative at level 1, the stance is the foundation, and without a proper stance, it doesn't get any better after that, right? You're going to be all that. Here are why the stance, because it controls recoil. Most people don't think that but if you're leaning forward, one of the things I can give you, honestly, I'm glad you're here too, my friend. One of the things I can give you, next time you're at the range, I want you to try this, is to lift your heels just enough to get your feet, your back of the heels off the ground, but do not lean too far forward that you're going to fall forward. And what this is, and what it does, it just transitions your weight to your toes a little bit. And it keeps you not on the heels of your feet, on the balls of your feet and your toes. It will help you soak up some of that recoil. And then what that does for us, it makes us more consistent from shot to shot because we got a good foundation and we're transferring our weight. And then stability becomes more predictable, which allow us to be more accurate. So that's why it matters. Some of the common problems people have is maybe leaning back when they shoot, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back in this, I'm going to push the car across the parking lot. And when you start thinking in that mode, all you're doing is pushing the gun, and that's going to cause accuracy issues. You're going to lock your knees a lot, which is going to cause you to kind of get this whole flip thing going on. You're going to weighted heels, and you're going to narrow your stance. All of these things are going to make your stability very challenging for you, and it's going to cause a lot more of high shots and low shots because you're just not controlling the pistol. So what we want to do more than anything else is get those feet shoulder width apart, bouncing on your knees, leaning just a little bit forward, and just slowly getting that package together. So when we switch to the proper grip on the firearm, we don't have to worry about foundation anymore. And this is exactly how they build a house. Remember, the foundation has to be level and straight, because what are they going to do? They're going to put either the blocks or they're going to put wood, and they're going to build the house on that. And if it's off an inch on the slab on one side, you imagine what it's going to be in 40 feet. It could be up 1.5 feet. Now, how is your windows? How is your mirrors? How is anything else going to fit on it without getting that straight sooner or later? So that's kind of what we're looking for. So this is what I'll give you next is the grip itself. And we've talked multiple times about proper grip. We talked about the 2 thumbs forward. You've seen it on videos. You watched on my YouTube channel. You've seen people on the HTS system. Grip is so important because we have to control it. We got to hold it to control it. We got to control it to be accurate. And those are the things we're looking for. So a proper grip is very important, that we have to understand that one of the challenges of shooting a pistol is we only have 2 points of contact. And majority of the time, our dominant hand, I'm right-handed and I'm right-eye dominant, our dominant hand only has 3 fingers holding onto the pistol. Because technically, your thumbs and your trigger finger are technically along for the ride. What does the trigger finger do? It does not hold the pistol. It just engages the trigger. And the thumbs cannot add any side pressure or any kind of thumbing where you lock your thumb across the gun like this, because that causes the gun to get pushed off to one side as well. So tactically, there should be no pressure with the thumbs. These 3 fingers are approximately, these 3 fingers are 40% of the grip, and these 4 fingers are the 70% of the grip. And when you wrap those together and then drive your chest out, guys, you're going to clamshell that gun in your hand and be able to control it. The support hand, your non-dominant hand, does most of the work. It has to, or you're going to have problems. If you take a firearm and you squeeze it really hard with your right hand, it is not going to go to the left. It's going to go to the right. That's just the way it is. And if you squeeze your left hand really tight, it's going to go to the left. When you marry those 2 together, that's what causes the gun to be more level. Now, we got to be careful that we're not getting any gap. I did a video for one of our students who was a great shooter. He was putting his groups really, really tight together. He shit in the video because he couldn't understand why he was shooting low. He was shooting low and left. And then when the video came out, he had his thumbs right. He had everything perfect, but he had gapped forward and put gaps around the firearm where his back of his hands were not closed. They were open. So that firearm was getting away from him. Now, he turned in targets this week, and I'm going to show you to him on Monday that his accuracy went up crazy right off the bat, because he actually closed his hand, and he had an aha moment. Because when you watch the video, and I showed my wife and I showed my son, which are normally pretty good about visually seeing that stuff, because I try to get them into it, because they are instructors. My wife is an instructor. My son is an instructor. My little son is an instructor. We took the classes all together thinking that down the road, these guys can take over the biz, basically. And I always try to get them into classes and show them what's going on but they couldn't see it. They did not see it. And then when I showed them and I visualized it and I told him what he was doing, what a difference it was. It made a big difference. And when you look at his targets, you're going to see it. And we'll talk about it later. But he's a great shooter. He's been with me for a long time. I never got the video like I got this time. And yeah, I'm sure it woke him up too. He probably didn't realize he was doing it either. And we haven't really had a time to talk about it, but I made a 3-minute, 4-minute video, and I gave it to him. And then I used it for YouTube for advertisement about the HDS. And we got probably 15 people from YouTube that watched that video and joined the HDS system. So it worked out pretty good. All right. So here's the deal. We need to make sure we get 60-40 grip. We want to be high on the tang. We don't want any kind of gapping or loosening or daylights between anything underneath the trigger well. I see a lot of people who'd use this finger right here, and grab the trigger well up high. When you grab a trigger well, like a Glock, for instance, I see a lot of guys grabbing the Glocks up high because it's flat. When you're going to pull that gun with that finger, what's imperative you really think about? If I said, which one of these fingers, guys, are the most powerful on your hand? It's going to be this one. Wouldn't you want to use that for gripping, not pulling the trigger well, not pushing it weird or doing anything crazy? And that's kind of why you need to make sure there's no daylight and make sure the thumbs are forward. We need to index the thumbs forward as much as possible. You see the guy who does the high thumb like that, and that high thumb basically is allowing the wrist to stipulate, right? It gives it really a lot of movement, and that's what ends up happening but if you take your thumb, try it, put it out there, have your thumb forward, now try to move your thumb a little bit more. You're not going to be able to. You lock out your wrist like that, your up and downs are done. You got more. I can't do that because it hurts my wrist. So I don't do as deep of a one, but I've seen guys do super deep and lock those thumbs out. You watch those professional guys that really just and push the gun out there in front. They're kind of using their chest muscles and they're really tight handling the gun. I can tell you many people shoot guns many different ways and many people are accurate, but take the newbies, for instance, the people that I've been dealing with since 2013. My system works. It makes you accurate. It makes you confident, and it makes you have a better time. You tend to do some stupid stuff once in a while, and you slide backwards a little bit. But once you get the foundation in and you understand it, it makes it a lot easier for you. Your groups get tighter and tighter. We had a guy, I think I had to work Sunday because Jacob was sick. And I had him at the range. We're working on a red dot and a regular old Smith & Wesson full size. And I got him from shooting all over the place to tight grips, told him about the HDS. He was in today doing his first target. You should have seen his groups. They were just super, super tight. He was high because he didn't know about 6 o'clock hold yet, but they were tight together. He's a good shooter. And we put the whole system together from grip and stance. And that's one thing, guys. If you are in the HTS system and you're locally to us, right? You are 30 miles from our store. Well, I don't care where you want to jump on a plane and fly down and do the HTS homework with me, that's fine. I don't care. But if you're 30 miles from us, anybody that's in this program, which we have a large percentage of people that are local to our area that have not been in our range yet and have not been there with the HTS, we do not charge you full range time. We give you $15.99 for range time for your homework. It's normally $35. So you don't need a reservation for that. If you come on a Saturday, I normally have open hours for me from about 1 o'clock to about 5 o'clock every day that you can come and do your homework and we can give you some pointers and tips to make it. And that's kind of, that's me to you. And obviously anybody that's in any of the 100 people want to come, you still get the same deal as well. I don't know if you want to come that far, but I would love to see each and every one of you. All right. Thumbs forward and locked wrist. Locking the wrist is one of those things that's challenging for some students. They can't really feel it. They can't get it. Once you've got that wrist pretty much in a position where it's going to control, you're going to feel how more accurate you are and how much more control you are. I tell you, the ladies really feel control when we're pushing and pulling. You know, there's always that little bit of hesitation or flipping of the weapon. Let me explain to you something, gentlemen and ladies. If you're cutting the shot and the front post is dipping, you are doing some manipulation and not gripping the gun properly. Remember, the firearm should rise and fall, not you rise and fall it, just a little rise and fall from the recoil, right? I see a lot of people who finish their shots like this. The reason why they're doing that is because that's what they see on TV. So they emulate what they see on TV. The 9mm doesn't rise and fall like you think. It's a little light pop, pop, pop. It should never go down. If it's going down, you're manipulating the pistol by pulling the trigger. You're doing some kind of recoil enhancements to try to stop the gun from kicking so much, and that's what's causing those bullets to dip. And if you're shooting and your bullets are impacting below where you're aiming, you're doing some manipulations. But the bullet should impact where your sights are, guys. That's the whole concept of 6 o'clock hold, because if you take the barrel and you stick it in the center of the bullseye, your sights are going to be above the bullseye. You want to be just a little below the bullseye, like 6 o'clock hold, so the bullet will impact into the bullseye. If you're a bullseye shooter, which we're not, we're defensive shooters. But what 6 o'clock hold does for most students, it gives them consistent point of aim. And when you have consistent point of aim, your accuracy will become more consistent. Because why? You're going to have confidence. And with confidence, guess what you don't have to do? Where'd my bullet impact? Where'd the bullet go? You don't have to do that because you know where the bullet's going to go because you know what you're doing. All right. So check your grip. Make sure you got high hands, wrists are forward, thumbs are forward, and your sport hand, your non-dominant hand, your support hand should be pressure on, man. You shouldn't have any loosey-goosey shit going on. You know, you got an explosion going off in your hand, folks. You got to be able to control the explosion, right? Internally, the monster is freaking out to begin with. It doesn't like the recoil. It doesn't like the bang. And guess what it wants to do? It wants to help you control the recoil. It wants to help you. So it tits up a little bit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It does all that stuff, which is causing you to panic as well. So we need to get control of that as much as we can. When your grip becomes stable, your sights start telling the truth. When you cut the shot, only thing you should see is a rise and a fall of the sight system back to where it needs to be to cut the next shot. To cut the next shot, to cut the next shot. And that's what you got to do. We shouldn't have to bring it back up to find your sight system. If we have to bring it back up each time, we're doing some manipulation that we need to solve or control. All right. Check out some of that playlist on the YouTube channel on the masterclass. There is a crap load of good videos that I've done. I think I'm at 810 YouTube videos right now, over 44,000 subscribers, and we get probably 1,000 views, 1,000, 1,500 views per video. Sometimes we don't get as many, but most of them are all like that as well. So if you had an opportunity to visit our YouTube channel, I would highly recommend you do so. All right. So the next one we're going to talk about is where's what I do? What did I do? Oh, okay. The next one is the sights. We need to make sure we understand front sight focus as much as possible. And we've talked about this 2 weeks ago, and it is something we're going to talk about all the time because it's so important. We need to make sure we let the muzzle settle before we engage the trigger. This is what causes most of your target manipulation is you're rushing the shot. You're rushing to miss the shot. You're rushing to miss the target. Just slow down. There's no timer on this thing. Range time should take your time, understand trigger travel the best you can, and it's going to make you a better shooter in the future. Once you understand, I touch the trigger, the gun goes bang, anywhere in between, you have to understand to the T. You need to understand how much pressure I need to put on this thing here to make it go here without pulling it, without jerking it, without causing any kind of manipulation. Because if I rush this to that, right, rush it, bam, the gun's going to go crazy, right? But if I bring it back slowly, get it back, I'm about to get to the point of bang, level out my sight system and bang it, right? And then that way you kind of have the concept. I need to take this trigger back to this point, finalize my sight system, cut the shot. Let the gun settle, cut the shot. Let the gun settle, cut the shot. And you'll watch your accuracy go from this to this because you're understanding trigger travel, you're understanding trigger drift, how much finger you're putting in the gun, you're using the tip of your finger. Here's a good one for you guys. This is one I use an awful lot for students because a lot of students come to the range and run that finger deep into the gun. Now they're using the trigger for control as much as anything because they're pulling it back, right? So what I want you to do is get you some dry erase markers, all right? And I want you to mark about one right there, right? Let's see if I can do this for you. Oh, can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to use the trigger, right? I got a pen going on here, so I'll probably do it backwards for you. But when you got that trigger, that marker, right? And you put it right on the trigger where you want to be, right? You don't want to be too deep in the gun. You want to be around the edge. You don't want to be in the crease, and start engaging that trigger for maybe 6, maybe 10 times shooting. Well, the recoil and the sweat and everything else will make that line go away or get blurry. Now, if you pull your finger out of there and you realize that marker has been blurred down to your void here, then you're pushing your finger in while you're shooting. It's a good tell. It tells you a lot when you're doing that, right? We want to always remember that gap. We need to shoot that gap as much as possible because this piece of skin right here touching the firearm will cause it to go to the left all the time. We want to gap out and bring that trigger right into the back of your hand. I don't know if you guys saw the pin video, but that's a great video because what you want is that pin to be straight back, not. You see what happens when you turn your full finger in? Look what's happened to this pin. It turns in, it turns in. What do you think the bullet's going to do? Turn in, turn in. That's what it does. There's so many different drills and techniques you can do to become a better shooter. You just got to pick the ones that make sense to you, pick the ones that are going to be the aha moment for you, and get them done and make sure they're. So why do sights matter so much? The sights are the only honest feedback tool you have. They show exactly why your shots landed where they did. If we could take a brief, quick photo when we're cutting the shots, you would be amazed. Now, I have the opportunity to do videos, and I try to, my camera system, I can slow it way down, and I watch even when I shoot, how fluctuation of where that target, where that sight is as it's running around. It's just amazing. I don't know if you guys watched the slow motion video I did a couple weeks ago, maybe last week or the week before. What a show. I was talking about proper grip and how the two thumbs forward, and when you saw me run the gun properly with the proper grip, how level the pistol stayed. The actual crush grip, which I was complaining about the most, I actually controlled the weapon better. The one that was really surprising is when I had the open gap in this. I had the two thumbs forward. I had the proper grip, but I did not form the seal. I had the one thumb forward and I had a gap between the second thumb. That looked like it was going to rocket out of my hand. It was so surprising. And it was a very good education for me as well. I'm sure it worked good for you. Very cool video, because not only it was at slow motion, but you saw the casing come out and then you heard it hit the ground. Ting, 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 ting. It was cool video. Time consuming though. You guys tell me you don't want anything like that. It's simple, easy. Just do the video. Don't put music in it. Just play the video, John. And it's so changed so much from the past. There was so much editing and breaking and, and fallaways and all this stuff. Listen, I'm not a videographer. I'm a simple guy, barely know what the hell I'm doing with half this stuff. And it seems you guys like it. That's why I keep doing it. And it gives me, material for other stuff we do. So we use a lot of it for social media. We use a lot of it to advertise our training classes and everything else like that. Just stand out compared to the other guys out there. All right. So the common mistakes on trigger is target focus. I think this is one of those things we talked about before. Let me get a drink here. Large percentage of people are using their sights on their pistol to aim the weapon. Yeah, John. That makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you do that? Well, the problem with that is that causes a lot of high drift. That causes a lot of unfocusing. What you're trying to do is you're trying to look at your back sights. You're going to try to look at your front sight. You're going to try to look at the target. And all three of those need to be focused. Well, guess what? It can't happen. Your mind can only do one thing at one time. So what I want you to do is I want you to start focusing on your front post. It's called front sight focus for a reason. And it's designed for quicker acquisition. It's designed for defensive shooting because it allows you to shoot with both eyes open. No, it's not for bullseyes. It's for the 8-inch paper plate. It's designed for us to start shooting with both eyes open. And I know, well, John, I can't do that. Well, you can. You can do it. You got to just work at it. It takes time. What happens is you got two eyes fighting each other. But when you start focusing on one point, it becomes a lot easier, and you get a lot of newer students being able to shoot with both eyes open. You do lose it once in a while. I do too. And you just got to squint real quick and it comes right back to you. If you want to really work on front sight focus, the best way to do that is at short distances, and it's at low round counts, and it's really focused on your front sight with a small target like the modified base drill. That is a 6-inch circle with crosshairs, with a box at the bottom to give you the 6-inch circle. That's uploadable right from the handgun training system. It's second week stuff, but it does give you the ability to have a point of impact each time. And the more you do that, the easier it is. Because again, we need to really focus on that front sight only. And if you want to see it right now, it's pretty simple and easy. Put your finger directly out in front of you, just like this. I am focusing on the camera itself. I am focusing on the camera and I'm not paying attention to anything but the camera itself. I'm looking at the actual camera. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change focus to my fingernail. I'm going to change focus to my fingernail. And now the camera itself is blurry. This is called front sight focus. This is what we want to do. The more we do this, the more accurate and tighter your groups will be. It's imperative that you try this at short distances to begin with. They'll try to do it at 3 to 5 to 7. I know there's ranges out there right now. I think somebody told me last week that one of the handgun ranges. Thomas, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you very much. So when you've got the finger out in front of you like that and your front side focus, it changes the game, man. I'll tell you, it changed my game. It changes every customer I put on there. It really puts it makes the demons go away. It really tightens up your focus, and it takes away all that. Where's my bullet going to impact? 100% where the bullet's going to impact. So front sight focus is one of those things that is so imperative for us, because if you do that, you're not going to be fishing for any kind of dot out front of you. It's going to allow recoil to lift the weapon just a little bit as it goes, and you finalize seeing it. It's kind of one of those things, once you do it a couple times, you tend to roll up to it, find it for a few seconds, and then you lose it. And you find it a few seconds, but trust me, keep doing it. Now, every time when I pull that weapon out, I'm in class with customers or anything else like that, and I push it out in front of me, instantly I'm finding that front sight focus now. It's not even hard for me anymore. And I know I've been shooting a long time, and I realize that, but I haven't been shooting front sight focus. I've been teaching front sight focus for a long period of time. And embarrassing on my end, I finally did it at the store. I've been telling people about it, but that's not what I was teaching students. I was dancing all around it, but I wasn't actually doing it, because I was trying to get students to feel comfortable, and I gave them a couple different things. But once you put a 60-year-old or a 70-year-old or a 15-year-old and show them front, they're all accurate at that point in time, because it's no longer about the pistol. It's about the sight system. It's about the control. And once you got that, once you understand it, once you take it and consume it, you go, oh, shooting is easy. Nothing wrong with this. I got to be careful. I tell too many people about this, I'm going to be out of a job. I'll give you just enough, because at the end of it, you start telling too many people, and those people tell too many people, and then we're going to be broke. Because one of the hardest things to get people to shoot is a pistol, because there's only a couple of points of contact, and most people shoot low and left. And that was the whole concept of any of the stuff we did, try to solve low and left as much as possible, even for myself. And front sight focus does that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And one last thing is trigger control. Trigger control is so important. It kind of these four things build the pyramid, but you can understand why trigger is up top, because it's our true lever of the pistol. It's what's causing the right. It's what's causing the left. It's what's causing the jerking and the pulling and the anticipation and everything else like that. Because realistically, if I put this pistol in a vise and engaged it with an actuator, right? So no human contact, it'd be in the same damn hole. They're that accurate. What causes them to be inaccurate is you, is me, is us doing stupid shit to the gun. Never look at the gun wondering what's wrong with it. Now, I will tell you, there has been times when sights move for one reason or another. I'm talking like drift all the way over. We've had that happen. But trigger is one of those things that once you get, thank you, Phil, for saying that. Once you get a trigger press down into a science, and Phil is a good example because Phil's been working with me a year, and he had his targets. He had his targets online now. Phil's, where you at, Phil? Again, what? I'm gonna say Philly. I'm not exactly sure. Don't be upset if I got that wrong, Phil. But yeah, online. He's been working with me with online, going to the range, doing the targets I've given him, taking care, working through the New Jersey. I knew that, Phil. I'm sorry, buddy. Northwest New Jersey, real gun friendly place there. But Phil's been working with me a long time, and he is super great shooter right now. He this week's was our top gun. His targets were locked solid. Now I can tell you, Elwood's about to give you a run for your money, buddy. Elwood turned in some targets this week and it was pretty impressive there. So you'll see that. I think once I gave Elwood the secret, he now is rock solid. And that's going to be kind of fun to see you two compete a little bit and see who's going to get that top gun. Yes, he is. I know you did. I know you saw it. He turned him in. I was like, whoa. Maybe I shouldn't have told him too much because he outshot me. His wife pointed that out. She said, your targets look like John's targets. I was like, okay, all right. Because I did a video for him and my shots were a little off there. It always happens with the cameras on. Yeah, I'm going to blame the camera. It's the camera. It's not the gun. All right. So here is 90% of accuracy happens when you press this trigger straight back into your hand. When you smooth, uninterrupted pressure. Don't time the shots. All you got to do is follow through, hold, reset, and reacquire. If the trigger moves wrong, the whole gun moves wrong. Make sense? So we have to put that trigger back into motion and control it through the cycle, the trigger cycle, and repeat it until the weapon is empty. That's why, thank you for the thumbs up. There's 4 of them tonight. I appreciate that very much. It means a lot to me. That means I said something that you liked. Appreciate that very much. The trigger cycle is so important for us because we know if we do one of the things wrong in the cycle, the accuracy is going to weigh a little bit. All right. So pressing it straight back, smooth and in control. You don't want to worry about some kind of timing thing, lift, pull. You just want to cut the shots. If I told you the shot really should surprise you a little bit. Now, it's hard once you get to a point where you've been shooting an awful long time that you don't understand how far the weapon needs to come. But there are those opportunities when you're shooting a new pistol or doing some other drill that you don't know about that you could get yourself in a flinching position without even knowing it. And what this really means is watch the last shot. Watch when you cut the shot. Is the gun stable or did it dip a little bit when that final shot? Have you ever shot the pistol and you thought you had 5 rounds in there and actually there was only 4 rounds in there and you got that little shake bobble? And that shake bobble is all the anticipation of your body going back and trying to hold you back from the recoil, and it causes so much little problems. So trigger press is so important. We need to get it down to a science. That's why dry firing is so important for us. In the masterclass that we give each student, we do a bunch of dry firing. Second week and third week, we're introducing live and dry fire in a session at the range. Because you give me 5 dead and 5 live, you're going to be a lot better shooter than giving me 15 shots in one magazine. Think about if you were able to take every magazine you fired and got 10 trigger pulls for 5 rounds. Now, it would slow you down, wouldn't it? Yes. But would you make every round count at that point in time? Yes. Wouldn't you understand the trigger press as you go? Yes. Would it make that aha moment happen very quickly for you and you get to understand the trigger travel and you'd be able to get accurate and get to watch the focus on that front sight and really understand what's happening with the pistol? Yes. Then why don't we do that? Why don't you do that? Why do you have to go to the range and shoot 200 rounds? I don't have a thing on the wall that says you must shoot 200 rounds. I think if you come to the range and shot 50 rounds, most of our drills in the HTS system are 50 total. I don't want you shooting any more than 50 rounds. I'm going to give you low round count drills for the rest of your life if you want them. Phil and Kurt and those guys like that went from June to November getting a drill a week from me. They would do the drill. We would have a call. They would do the drill, why the drill was important, take the drill to the range, turn the drill in, tell me the drill sucked, tell me the drill was good. The only difference now with the system, they're able to send me the targets a lot easier. Kajabi was hard to get into. It was hard to motivate. It was hard to work. Phil, what do you think about the system now? Is it easier? Do you think it's easier? Don't mean to put you on the spot, buddy, but you were using the old system and the new system. I think the new system is a lot easier. I think it's more simple, easier to use, and it's very user-friendly. And I think it's going to really change a lot. All right. A lot easier. Thank you, Phil. I knew you were going to say that. So let me give you a couple of quick drills. Now, I cannot show you these, but I can tell you they're on my YouTube channel underneath dry fire drills or the masterclass. And there is the pause at the wall drill. This is holding your shots, right? Cut the shot, white piece of paper, put a white piece of paper in the range, put it out at 3 yards or 5 or whatever you can, put the weapon out in front of you. All you're doing is working on trigger press. Put the weapon out in front of you, bring the trigger out, bring the trigger slowly back, let it cut, hold, bring the trigger forward, let it reset, then bring the trigger back, let it bang. Now, doing that, your holes will be about the same spot each time because now you're controlling your drive with your chest. And these 2-second drills are really, really good because you're not really, some people get a little target panic when there's a circle out there or something else. When you got a white piece of paper out there, there is no circle. There is no dot. There isn't anything. But a level pistol shoots level. And if you're impacting lower than what you're doing, you're manipulating some way. One of the things that people do that you may not even realize you're doing is got the gun at an angle, right? Or you're dipping your head to the gun. Don't dip the head to the gun. Bring the gun up to your line of sight. Where's the gun got to be? It's got to be over your dominant eye. It's got to be up here. I'm right-handed, right-eye dominant. The gun should be over my right eye every time. The gun should be over the dominant eye. If you're right-handed, left eye dominant, well, you need to turn your chin to the left to get it over there, and vice versa. And then work on, one good one is the line drill. Work on the line drill. That's a black piece of electrical tape at your line eye, right? and then aim at the line itself, it's going to physically make you a better shooter because you're going to be if you impact that line or a little bit above the line, you're manipulating the pistol very little. But if you're cutting that line and the bullet's impacting below the line, you either got your head dipped, you're pulling the trigger, or you're doing some manipulation that's causing inaccuracy. It's not the pistol. All right. Ball and dummy drill is a good one. Have your buddies load your rounds. Get one dummy round and 4 live rounds. Go to the range with your pal. Have him load your magazines. You load his magazines. And you try to catch him up, dip in the front of that gun. And he tries to catch you, dip in the front of your gun. It's a fun drill. You can, after the fact, go have a beer somewhere. And whoever gets the most of those out of 10 has to buy. It's kind of a fun thing. And it challenges you a little bit. It gives you a little bit of anticipation. It gives you a little bit of nervousness, knowing that I've got to control this weapon and be available. So when it goes click, that I know that it's coming, right? We don't know where it's going to be. You could be the third shot. It could be the first shot. It could be none of the shots. He can fix out. But the more you do it, it's really, really a good drill for you. The one hole drill is a good drill. You're working on just putting rounds in one hole. Work one hole, one hole, one hole. That's a good one out there. Just don't even worry about putting a target up. Don't even worry about anything. Just put the weapon out in front of you. Put out the white piece of paper again and just cut the shot. Try to keep everything consistent. Consistent grip, consistent control, consistent everything, and then bring that trigger back nice and slow. Now, here's the deal, guys. When you're driving a pistol during dry firing and you're driving a pistol during live fire, it needs to be exactly the same. When you're doing dry fire drills or anything else like that, and you're just handing them in, there's no recoil coming, so then don't waste your time. Don't waste your time doing it. But if you're controlling the pistol, whether it's got live rounds in it or not, and you should be treating it like it's live anyways, because that's part of our rules, right? Every firearm is loaded until you prove otherwise, right? It's imperative that we have that in our head. I'm going to tell you, you're gonna really start pinpointing what you're doing wrong. And I think that's the biggest thing as the firearms instructor, looking at targets for most of my life now, since 2013, that I can identify what you're doing wrong. And most people, once I work with them a little bit, and I go to them and say, look at that. Tell me what that was. What caused that? And they can start seeing it. When you start getting it, because you watch a brand new student after loading 5 magazines and you see them shaking their head. And they're not shaking their head because they're missing. They're shaking their head because it felt weird to them. That shot felt weird. A good shot feels rock solid, guys. A bad shot feels bad every time. So important. So important. So what I want you to do is take one of the ones I just gave you there, maybe the pause drill, maybe the open, the one-hole drill, maybe the ball and dummy drill. I don't care what you do. Go ahead and do it this week. Find some place to get it figured out. And then from there, videotape it for me. Maybe send me a couple pictures. That way I can know that watch what you're doing there. The ball and dummy drill is a good drill for you and your buddy to do. Easy way to videotape that. Catch yourself in there. Highly, highly recommended you do some. Remember, range time is supposed to be challenging, not easy. If you're phoning it in, guys, don't waste your time. Go do something else. The fish are biting. Go fishing. But remember, your firearm, that's your job now. It's your job to become the most proficient person you can be. Because if we ever got in a situation we have to use it, you are going to be held to a higher standard than somebody else. And you want to make sure that you are the most proficient you can be. Amen. Amen. All right. So if you want to work with me exclusively, if you want to do that kind of stuff, you want to find out drills each week, you want to get into anything, go ahead and check out the handgun training systems. We're doing a free access for you. We're putting it out for 100 more people because I put it out last week, 18 days. We got 100, mostly were men. We had some women, though. We had a bunch. We got like 4 women today. And I put out another one for 100 women to get in this as well, because that's going to help me put together. That's going to help me put together programs for both sides. I'll be honest with you, at my training facility in Cape Coral, Florida, I do a large amount of women trainers, and I train a lot of women. I am the shooting spouse, like I always call myself. I tell her husbands, you handle everything else. I handle the shooting part of it. And we have a lot of couples that come shoot with us. We get them confident to come shoot together as a team, which is important. You have to be. And we get a lot of single women that want to shoot. So we do a lot of women training, but we don't have a lot of women in these systems that we're trying to do. And even YouTube, I'm 97% men, and then a small percent, 7 like 5 or 7% on women on YouTube itself. And I'm trying to build that as much as possible. And that was the whole idea of the school community, because school community gives me the ability to touch a lot of different people. All right, so I'm John, the firearms instructor, and I specialize in you, and I appreciate you being here each week. If you have any questions or any comments, or you have a problem at all, I am just a phone call or a DM away. One of the great things about the school community is our direct access with the community and the direct access with individuals in the group. I opened the group. I kept the group open. I didn't put any barriers in there, so we can all communicate together to make it as a one shooting community, like-minded. We're missing in the world today people shooting. So I'm trying to get you to be as proficient as you can be. So when someone asks you, I want to go shooting, you can say the words, when? Let me take you. Let me introduce you. Let me help you. By the way, check out this thing from my instructor. I think you'll like it, and it'll give you the knowledge that I got from him. Obviously, if you're local, you can always sign up for one of our classes. We'd love to have you. We'd love to teach you. We do group, we do singles, we do firearms training, we do concealed carry classes. Speaking of concealed carry classes, guys, if you're anywhere in the United States and you are a United States citizen, Florida gives you the ability to sign up and get a Florida non-resident concealed carry permit. The people in the handgun training system and the people in the handgun training system and the people throughout the United States have done our online concealed carry class and went ahead and got their permit. When you have your Florida CCW and you're not from Florida, you don't live in Florida, don't have to be from Florida, you still get a non-resident still gets 30 states to carry concealed in. Caveat, guys, if you live in a state that requires or does not have a CCW, you cannot use Florida's permit to carry in that state. But as you get out of that state, you're going to get a lot more states that are available for you. Florida resident gets 36, a non-resident gets 30. Want to know more about it or want to get signed up? The link is in the handgun training system. It's in that membership thing. You sign up for that for free, and you get $30 off for that program for you. No, you can't ask how old I am. No, I'm 58 years old. I'm 58 years old. Oh, I couldn't even attempt to say that name. Facebook. No, Instagram. And no, YouTube. He's from YouTube. Yeah, 58. And if you want to get into that, D. Marshall has Florida, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, and California. That's California. Yeah, California. Woo! Way to go, buddy. Yeah, so Florida gives you a lot of states. It gives you the ability to have them. It's pretty simple and easy. And the cool thing is, you guys that are in the HTS system, you're already turning targets into me, so your shooting requirements are taken care of already. So those that don't have your shooting requirements done, you'll have to take the target. Our program is set up target, video, class, shooting, turn it in, $65. We normally charge $74.99 all over the United States for that. And we do a bunch of those a month, but we're willing to give it out to you members because I want to give access and keep you guys giving you value. Well, that's the end of the night. We went an hour and 21 minutes because I don't know how to shut up, but I appreciate you being here every week. It means an awful lot to me. I like to go up and say thank you to everybody who joined the class, joined the thing this evening. As always, it means an awful lot to me. We're here every Tuesday night from 8 o'clock to 9. And Phil, as always, thank you very much, buddy. James, Russell, thank you very much. Guppy, thank you. Stephen Cock, thank you. Paper Chaser, thank you. John Dooley, thank you. Kookie, thanks. Stephen, thanks. D. Marshall, as always. Dale Stacy, thank you very much. Pete B, thank you. Thomas, thank you. Titus, thank you. Moving to Melbourne. Charlie Bauer, thank you. Come to the store, man. Come to the store, Charlie Bauer. Jacob and I want to see you. Looks like we got Thomas. Thank you. Phil, as always, my friend. You're the best, buddy. Vaku Fantu. There we go. So, I've been a firearms instructor since 2013, sir. 2013. I've been a firearms instructor, NRA instructor. That's when I got my license, 2013. I worked for a couple different gun stores. Owned my own place since 2019. And we've got probably done over 5,000, maybe 6,000 students all over the area. Plus, during COVID, man, we were doing 30 classes a week through Zoom. So it was kind of doing the online classes because we were essential in Florida. Gun stores were essential, so they could come down to the shot requirement and everything else like that. It was pretty easy and simple. I appreciate you asking those questions. Well, guys, that's it. It's time for me to eat dinner. It is 9:24. Until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. Check out those descriptions down below. Check out those ebooks if you want to get them. Those are good ways to say thank you for this free content we're giving you. Love you very much. Until next time, God willing, be safe. Good night.